So far, Bitcoin is getting a nice bounce from the green zone right here, guys. But as of now, is getting rejected by this specific moving average, which we have been tracking already for the past couple of weeks, which is very significant. Right now, it looks that Bitcoin is respecting this level very precisely. So we will have a talk about that. We are also going to have a look at this chart, which is very, very bullish for Bitcoin. We are going to have a look at the open interest and at the funding rates. And I also want to have a talk with you guys with what is happening in Russia and Ukraine right now, which sanctions there might be for Russia and what kind of effect this could have on Bitcoin. So guys, all about that in today's video. With that being said, my name is Jeroen. Welcome to the Blockchain Today, the channel where you subscribe for daily crypto videos. Right now, let's jump into Bitcoin. But guys, as always, before we are zooming on the Bitcoin price, make sure to scroll below this video and hit the thumbs up button. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below and hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Let's jump into Bitcoin. So what we are seeing, guys, is so far Bitcoin is actually looking quite strong. We got a low right there, and we have been talking about it in the previous videos as well. We could be seeing something like this where Bitcoin is getting a bounce, dips into this green box again, get another bounce from it, and potentially forming a reversal pattern, a W formation right here. And continue the uptrend. Bitcoin might be looking more bullish than most of you guys expecting. I think the majority out there right now is bearish. We can see that in the sentiment, the crypto fear and greed index is already for an extended period of time at fearful levels, but also the funding rates is already for an extended period of time negative, which means that the majority of the traders in the markets right now are trying to short Bitcoin. So the sentiment right now is not too bullish, which is also a good sign right here for Bitcoin. If we have a look at the specific levels that Bitcoin right now is trading in, then we have the support right here where we dipped in below. Starting the green box starting at approximately 34,600, going up to approximately 36,000. This is a big support zone, of course. And the resistance right now, that is the yellow line right here. That is the 50 daily moving average. Normally when Bitcoin is starting a rally, first we would like to see some confidence on the daily time frame, and that is when Bitcoin breaks above the 50 daily. Then we could potentially see the start of a rally if Bitcoin can hold this level. So the previous time we have seen a break above the 50 daily, but eventually we failed to hold this level. So basically, to break above the daily is a buy signal. But if we break back below the daily, that is a sell signal. That is a failed attempt of breakout of such a key moving average. But right now it's very interesting that in this chart, we can see that Bitcoin is respecting this level precisely. It's very precisely that we are getting now some reaction or some form of resistance from this specific level. The 50 daily moving average right now is roughly at 40,500. Then guys, yesterday we had some negative funding rates, and I want to explain you something about funding rates in combination with the open interest. So the funding rates are basically showing us whether the majority of the people are longing or whether the majority of the people are shorting Bitcoin. And the idea behind the funding rates is that when the majority is shorting, eventually there are more buyers left in the market because the majority is short, which eventually can flip their sentiment, can flip their opinion, which means that there are basically more buyers left. Same when everybody is long, eventually what do you got left? You only got sellers left if everybody is already positioned in their long position. So that is why a controversial perspective in the markets, opposite mentality of the herd mentality can often play out quite right, but you have to know when to have such a mentality, because sometimes at the beginning of a downtrend it is possible for the price to stay in this downtrend for some time with a bearish sentiment. But once we are reaching that extreme, the extreme bearish sentiment, then that is the moment that most of the traders are wrong. Same when we hit a extreme optimism sentiment, that is the exact moment that the majority of the people in the markets are actually wrong. So how can we use the funding rate? And yeah, most of you guys know I've already been announcing this, but I'm making a trading dashboard for every single one of you, free to use. It's going to be a website. It will take some time until it's finished, but we already made some steps. Right now, we already have the funding rates in place right there. We right now just finished with the open interest. But what I basically want to make is like one website where every trader can go to, and on that website they can just see directly what is going on in the markets. Okay, is the majority of the traders are long? Is the majority of the traders are short? What are the funding rates telling us? What is the open interest telling us? And today I quickly want to explain how you can use both of these both of these signals basically together. So what we have seen yesterday, we got an extreme negative funding rate of funding rate daily minus 0.0621%, which is quite significant, right? The price is already bouncing from support with a negative funding rate. That is a very bullish sign, to be honest. Then guys, when we have a look at the open interest, then we can see that the open interest was going up while the funding rates were negative and the price was actually going up. So that is a nice mixture how we can use these signals for a continued bounce in the Bitcoin price. So yesterday, during these levels right here, you could also be quite certain that we would get a further increase in the price when we were trading at 38,000 US dollars. You could actually already quite certainly predict the shorter term time frame just by using the funding rates and the open interest, and of course the structure that we are seeing right now in the Bitcoin price. So that is actually quite interesting, and one of the things you are going to be able to do in one screen once the trading dashboard is ready. Then guys, I want to go with you to this chart, and this is the illiquid supply shock ratio, and this chart is basically telling us whether the Bitcoin right now in circulation is being held by wallet addresses that have been a lot of transactions over time which are selling their Bitcoin, or whether these Bitcoins are being held by entities who are not really selling. And what we can see right here, guys, is that the Bitcoins right now are going to wallets, or basically are sitting in wallets which are not really prone to selling. They haven't really shown a lot of selling activity in the past, which basically means that Bitcoin is moving right now into strong hands. And what we are often seeing is that price eventually will follow. And right now we can see already that the illiquid supply shock ratio is higher than the levels when Bitcoin was reaching its all-time high back in between November and December right here when we got that top. Right now the illiquid supply shock ratio is higher, which basically means that the Bitcoins right now in circulations are being held by entities which are not really prone to selling, which is in the end is going to be a very positive sign. But yeah, it doesn't mean that we have to see a pump in Bitcoin today. So guys, this is not a direct signal showing us like, wow, Bitcoin is going to pump today. No, but this is showing us the background mechanics of the market. And we have negative funding rates, we got a negative sentiment, we got Bitcoins moving into the strong hands. This is a perfect mix for the next Bitcoin rally. So we can already see that the preparation, the market mechanics on the background are already preparing for the next rally in the Bitcoin price. And although it's not expressed right now, eventually it will be expressed. That's also why I'm preaching right here on the channel, guys. Right now is a awesome time to accumulate Bitcoin if you don't have a super short-term time frame of your investment. But if you think about the next 6 to 12 months, I think it's definitely an awesome time right now to accumulate Bitcoin. And yeah, like I said, this is just another example together with funding rates, together with negative sentiment, which is showing us that right now there's just a lot of cash on the sidelines, a lot of people that are negative on the markets, a lot of people are pessimistic, they don't believe that much more in Bitcoin. Retail is gone, which also means that Bitcoin is really moving to the background, right? Not everybody is talking about it so much anymore. We got a lot of panic with this war, potential war that is going on in Ukraine and Russia, where I want to have a quick talk about later in this video. So if we just have a look at all that mixed together, then it's actually not a bad time right now to accumulate Bitcoin, and we might even start a nice rally from the levels that we are right now. So we have a downtrend, we come into the support, we set a double bottom formation, and eventually we could be seeing something like a neckline right here, and we get a nice breakout, which comes along with a nice rally in the Bitcoin price. Maybe even a rally that comes up to the resistance. That means that we are going to surpass the previous all-time high, and even a possibility that we are going to see Bitcoin breaking out from this rising channel to the upside and really entering the blow of top phase. It's a little bit too early to say that right now, but anyway, I want to be prepared for that. It is Bitcoin, and we often, I know you guys, it will be different. Some of you guys who are watching these videos, they are in this space for a couple of months. Maybe most of you guys are already for a longer time in this space due to the fact that retail right now is gone. So the people watching this video right now most likely are people who are really determined, dedicated to crypto. So I would say already for some time in the scene right here. But you can also compare it with previous price actions of Bitcoin. For example, the huge dump we got right here. I don't know if you remember the sentiment, but it was also very negative, a lot of panic, and the Bitcoin price was slowly grinding up, and everybody was expecting to come back down to test these lows again. Eventually didn't happen, and we just had a major rally which nobody expected. And I also think that right now not a lot of people are expecting Bitcoin to really turn bullish. And although the shorter term time frame can still be quite tricky, we have the month of March coming. March is often a bearish month for Bitcoin, and what we are seeing is that these periodical events are actually showing a lot of significance. However, the summer after March, often those months has been proven to do very good for Bitcoin, also for altcoins, by the way. So that is just something to take in mind. Personally, I'm definitely leaning right now more to the bullish side for Bitcoin. And if I want to turn more bullish in the shorter term time frame, Bitcoin has to break above the 50 daily moving average, which right now is 40,500. If we get a daily close above that level, that for me is in the shorter term time frame again a buy signal, showing us that we potentially going to make a nice rally in the Bitcoin price. So guys, that is what I'm watching basically. Then we are going to the story with Russia. Before I'm jumping into that, guys, let me quickly remind you, for every single one of you who's interested in trading Bitcoin, I'm using mostly the Bybit exchange. And on the Bybit exchange, you can trade Bitcoin and a variety of altcoins with leverage, but also on the spot market. And right now there is a temporary sign-up bonus going on. They are organizing this more often, of course, but right now you got a couple of days left to claim this major bonus of $4,100 and a 10% discount on your trading fees with my affiliate link down below this video. And of course, if you are joining Bybit with my affiliate link, you are also supporting the channel with that, which is very much appreciated. So guys, for all the traders interested in that, interested in this bigger deposit bonus where you have a couple of days left to enroll for, you can sign up using my affiliate link down below, meet the deposit requirements, and you will basically directly get your deposit bonus, which you can use for trading and so on, which goes up to $4,100. If you sign up normally on Bybit without the affiliate link, then the deposit bonus is slightly lower, like 0.5% lower. So guys, that is just something I want to remind every single one of you for. Then I want to go to the next story, and that is the situation what's going on right now in Russia and Ukraine. And guys, as you may know, as I'm talking about it quite often, I'm not really following the news that often. I don't think the news has such a huge impact on the assets that we are seeing, because I think the news is more a lagging indicator. We are first seeing the price being expressed in the charts, right, and later the news will follow. That is more my opinion right here. But right now, what is going on with Ukraine and Russia is, if we're gonna look back at this in the future, might be a big moment for Bitcoin. And first of all, guys, I want to say right here that I feel really bad for everybody living in Ukraine and have to live with this war going on, Russia invading into your country. That is just a horrible situation. And like I said, I don't know all the details about it. I don't know whether it is a smoke curtain or what is exactly happening there. I'm not up to date in this situation, so I don't want to make any statements about that as well. I just want to say, of course, I'm against any violence, and I would only preach peace, which I think is very important. Everybody should have the right, basic human rights to live in peace, to develop himself as a soul in his life. Super important, without being forced into using violence, or whether it's violence being used upon you. That is just not the way it should be. But let's have a look at this situation, because we are seeing some interesting news articles if we have a look at the financial side of this story. So right now, England, the Prime Minister of England is talking about sanctions against Russia. Europe is talking about sanctions against Russia. And one of the sanctions they are talking about is removing Russia from the SWIFT system. And the SWIFT system is an international banking system, and which basically makes it possible for international banks to communicate with each other using that SWIFT communication model. And most likely, when you have sent some money to another country, you also have been using SWIFT with your bank. And now they are talking about the sanction of Russia, taking Russia away from that SWIFT model, which basically means that Russian banks can't really interact with like international banks to do business with. So that could be a sanction. But the other side right here is that, of course, Russia will find a solution to this problem and will find another way where it can interact in the economy on a global scale. And of course, right now, one of the best ways to do that is to use Bitcoin. The infrastructure for Bitcoin is already there. There is a global infrastructure. It is very easy to participate in the economy from Russia to Holland or to Sweden, as long as there are people who are accepting cryptocurrencies. It is right now quite easy to do that. So what we have, for example, seen in with WikiLeaks, when Julian Assange or basically when Julian Assange was leaking all these documents on the WikiLeaks website, at one moment the government basically said, like, okay, this is not acceptable. We don't like this, of course. So we are going to block all the payment systems to WikiLeaks. So WikiLeaks actually couldn't have any funding anymore. We are also seeing that happening right now in Canada with the truckers, right, where bank accounts just get frozen. People have been working hard for their money, and suddenly when they express a certain opinion which isn't really aligned with the opinion of the government, bank accounts can be frozen. So we are seeing a lot of that centralized power being expressed. Right now also with Russia, this is also centralized power which is trying to use a sanction on Russia. But what happened with WikiLeaks, to go back to that story, is that they actually got the funding stopped, right? Because the PayPal accounts got blocked, bank accounts got blocked. So what did they do? They turned to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin basically saved WikiLeaks. Without Bitcoin, WikiLeaks couldn't exist, and a lot of funding wouldn't go to that project. But because of Bitcoin, it was actually possible. And I think these sanctions could do something similar with Russia. If you tell such a huge power, like, okay, we are going to block you from our infrastructure, then then the energy will always go to the path of least resistance. And right now, in my opinion, I think the path of least resistance is going to be Bitcoin, especially Bitcoin. Is not so much crypto. Of course, there is possibilities with central bank digital currencies, stablecoins, and so on. But I still think Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is decentralized stablecoins. We still see US dollar Tether, for example, freezing certain accounts. So in the end, they could figure out which accounts could be from Russia to freeze those accounts. So I definitely think the focus in this should be on Bitcoin, but Bitcoin here could really be a solution for Russia against such sanctions, and they shouldn't be taken lightly, because that would be a huge step in crypto. And that could show us, guys, that in the world, a huge power is abandoning the international standards or international financial structure that is set in place right now to change to another financial structure, which in this case could be Bitcoin, and that could actually be huge. So that is just something I wanted to share, guys. So yeah, guys, this is what I think right now is going on with the situation between Russia. It could be a huge catalyst for Bitcoin, and it definitely could weaken the existing structure, what we are seeing in the payment systems today. But okay, guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, do make sure to scroll below this video, hit the thumbs up button. You know, guys, how much I appreciate all of your likes, all of your engagement, and that also really helps to push this channel to a broader audience, which eventually lead to a bigger crypto adoption, leads to people better being informed on the market. So it's all for good karma if you leave your engagement down below, and of course very much appreciated, guys. And yeah, guys, let me know what you think is going on in Russia and Ukraine down below in the comment section. Let me know what you think is going on with Bitcoin. Did you turn a little bit more bullish in the past couple of days, or are you still thinking that we still are going to see a massive capitulation event? I'm very curious about your opinion, guys, so let me know in the comment section down below. Then quickly reminder for all the traders, if you are interested in trading Bitcoin, Ethereum, or a huge variety of altcoins with leverage or on the spot market, all of these things you can do over on Bybit. Right now, if you sign up using my affiliate link down below, you can get an additional bonus of $4,100 US. Then, guys, I want to wish every single one of you an awesome day today, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video.